Bhagirathi, the grandmother, who is here visiting from India with them today to celebrate, and a good close family friend, Cynthia Adler, who's with them, as well as my colleague, Assemblyman Phil Palmisano, who represents the district where they come from. So it's with great pride to again welcome the Hathwar family here. Two brothers winning the National Spelling Bee is quite impressive. We're very proud of you and honored to have you with us here today. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator DeFrancisco.
Yes, this is pretty impressive. Two members from the same family winning the spelling bee. I can't spell a darn thing, okay? I need everyone to edit everything I do because it's my deficiencies in this area. But I have a new goal now that I learned of all the places you went and all the people you've met and all the experiences you had. I'm going to start learning how to spell. So congratulations, you're truly, truly great representatives for our state and great representatives for your family in this accomplishment that probably has never been done before by both brothers. So congratulations and keep up the wonderful work. We need good new leaders. Hopefully you will consider public service as well. Thank you.
The Senate welcomes and congratulates you on your accomplishment, and to your family, congratulations. And if the Senate would please stand and recognize our recent award winner. The question is on the resolution. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Senator DeFrancisco.
Would you please open it up for co-sponsorship?
The resolution will be open for co-sponsorship. If you do not wish to be a co-sponsor, please notify the desk. Senator DeFrancisco.
Okay, we have one other resolution, Resolution 6420 by Senator Hassel-Thompson. Could you read the title only and call on Senator Hassel-Thompson?
And the Secretary will read.
Legislative Resolution Number 6420 by Senator Hassel-Thompson, commemorating the 50th anniversary of higher educational opportunity programs in New York State.
Senator Hassel-Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to say thank you for the opportunity to herald in the celebration of 50 years of the HEOP program from the state of New York. Former Assemblyman Arthur O. Eve, who served with distinction in the State Assembly for many, many years, was the original author of this higher education opportunity program, one that provides a chance for those residents who are both academically and economically disadvantaged an opportunity to take advantage of college, not only at the associate level, but also at the bachelor's and at higher levels. The thing that is important about this is that there are many scholarships and there are many opportunity programs around for those students who make A's. And of course, we always want our students, where possible, to achieve A grades where they can. But there are some students who really struggle hard, and the best they can do is a B- or a C. And we don't award them. We don't give them the credit that they really are entitled to for the way in which they work hard to give themselves the best chance for success. So when Assemblyman Arthur O. Eve first introduced this, he was one of those who recognized very clearly that those who struggle in life deserve to be rewarded. And his reward came in the form of the HEOP Opportunity Program, which allows for students who are economically and academically disadvantaged to go to college if they choose. 50 years later, we have seen some of the graduates of those programs and who have been very successful human beings and who are contributors to this society. As a society that is so in need of the educated mind and brain, it is incumbent upon us to continue in the footsteps of Arthur O. Eve to ensure that those students who fall below the academic norm still have a chance when they work very hard and do the best that they can to achieve, to be able to have a success in life. So I continue to revere Assemblyman Eve for the many, many things that he has done, but certainly for his contribution to education to children of upstate, downstate, all children who live in the state of New York are entitled to a chance, and he was one of those who believed that we had an obligation as a legislature to make sure that we did everything possible to make that happen. So thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to celebrate the 50th celebratory anniversary of HEOP in the state of New York.
Senator Stavisky.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, thank you, Senator Hassel-Thompson, for sponsoring the resolution congratulating the Higher Education Opportunity Program on its 50th anniversary. And to Arthur Eve, who was so instrumental in sponsoring the legislation 50 years ago and watching it grow and watching it prosper. Let me just mention a couple of other points. Number one, HEOP is available to everybody in the public colleges and in the private colleges. And I think that's important because it doesn't matter where you go to school. It's the opportunity that counts, whether you're in a private college or a public college. It's one of many opportunity programs that we have in higher education. It started with SEEK and EOP, and my favorite, the ASAP program for the community colleges. And why are they significant? Because they work. This is an investment in a student who otherwise might not have the opportunity for higher education. And in fact, the slogan for the program is HEOP Works. And it works because it's an investment in the future, and our students take advantage of it. They need an extra little bit of help. HEOP provides it, and the state benefits. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Hamilton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank Senator Ruth Hassel-Thompson for the resolution. And I just want to say that the HEOP program is a great program. It allowed me to go to college, a young man from the South Bronx, single-parent household. My mother didn't have a lot of money, and HEOP was the gateway for me to go to Ithaca College in Ithaca, New York. It was the best years of my life. It was my first introduction to the North Country and how beautiful it is and laid back, and people were so friendly. So I just want to say we should embrace the HEOP program and expand it. Last year, many students came to my office wanting to have more funding for the HEOP program. So I just want to say the HEOP program allowed me to get my undergraduate degree. I went on to get my master's in business administration. I went on to get my law degree from Seton Hall Law School, and I'm also a state certified appraiser in the state of New York. So if it was not for HEOP, I would not be here today in this chamber. And so I just want to thank Arthur Eves for his foresight in creating the HEOP program. Thank you.
Senator Montgomery.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to also thank my colleague, Senator Hassel-Thompson, for introducing this legislation and for giving us an opportunity to just acknowledge one of our former colleagues who, in my estimation, is a hero to so many people, especially young people, as you've just heard. Senator from Brooklyn, Senator Hamilton, say he is a hero to so many people. So while we acknowledge this 50th anniversary of HEOP, we are also acknowledging the contribution of one of our heroes who served with us here in the legislature. And so it is now named, I believe we, in a couple of years ago, we named the HEOP program for Arthur O. Eve. So it is now the Arthur O. Eve HEOP program. And HEOP has many different branches. And so the genius of this program was that we looked at different ways of achieving the goals of the Higher Education Opportunity Program. For instance, SEEK was one of those, and STEP and C-STEP was also part of that, science, technology, and engineering programs for young people below college as well as young people in college. Then there's the STEM program, and then there is the ATTAIN program, which is a community-based opportunity offered to young people and just people in general in communities that may not have access to technology in the same way that other people have. So this program is aimed to give underrepresented students as well as people in general, as we do in the EOP program, Educational Opportunity Centers programs, in our state, access to higher education and hopefully put them in a pipeline for success, even to end up in the state legislature. And while I'm up and we're talking about Assemblyman Arthur O. Eve HEOP program, I want to just compliment one of our current members who we just voted on a bill this afternoon now, Senator Marcelino. And of course, we're not naming this program for Senator Marcelino necessarily. We may at some point, I don't know. But he introduced legislation to appropriate an additional $35 million to early college, high school, and P-TECH programs. Right. That is another aspect of the HEOP program. That's what I mean when we say there are many branches and we have figured out ways of doing this. And this is the ultimate, I think, way of creating a genuine, realistic, achievable pipeline. And it's an investment that we make in the young people in our state that I think is so admirable. So a half century of this, and hopefully another half century, we will have, we change the trajectory of young people in our state so that none of them fall through the cracks and end up on the pipeline to prison as opposed to pipeline to higher education. So thank you, Senator Marcelino. Thank you, Senator Hassel-Thompson. This is a great day for us to celebrate ourselves for a change, so, and our own Assemblyman Arthur O. Eve here. Thank you.
Thank you. The question is on the resolution. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Senator Hassel-Thompson has opened the resolution for co-sponsorship. If you do not wish to be a co-sponsor, please notify the desk. Senator Marcelino.
Yes, Mr. President. First, let me personally thank Senator Montgomery for those warm words. Most appreciated. May we continue with or return to the non-controversial reading of the calendar. I believe the bill we're on now is calendar number 1287.
The Secretary will read.
Calendar number 1287 by Senator Seward, Senate Print 7534A, enact amend the insurance law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call a roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Perkins recorded the negative.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1294 by Senator Ort, Senate Print 6251A, enact amend the county law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect on the 180th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Gallivan recorded the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1300 by Member of the Assembly Russell, Assembly Print 10179, enact amend Chapter 533 of the laws of 2011.
Last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1303 by Member of the Assembly Lawler, Assembly Print 9671A, enact amend the town law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1305 by Senator Laval, Senate Print 7770B, enact amend the Suffolk County Tax Act.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1307 by Senator Laval, Senate Print 7774B, enacted in relation to authorizing.
There's a home rule message at the desk. Read the last section.
Section 7, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1308 by Senator Serino, Senate Print 7785A, enacted amend Chapter 524 of the laws of 1987.
Last section.
Section 3, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1314 by Senator Bonasic, Senate Print 7918A, enacted amend the Racing Parimutuel Wagering and Breeding Law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect October 18, 2016.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Kruger recorded in the negative.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1317 by Senator Ritchie, Senate Print 7937, an act to authorize.
The bill will be laid aside.
Calendar number 1320 by Senator Laval, Senate Print 5791, an act to amend the education law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1323 by Senator Marcelino, Senate Print 6837B, an act authorizing.
Read the last section.
Section 16, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1339 by Member of the Assembly Englebright, Assembly Print 10109, an act to amend the Environmental Conservation Law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Laval recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1358 by Senator Croce, Senate Print 7826, an act to amend the executive law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Latimer to explain his vote.
Currently, local governments have the opportunity, the right, by local law, to create a higher standard in building requirements in their communities. And that allows certain communities, based on their priorities, to create such higher standards. They must go through currently a process of public notice before they put in such an effect. There is an opportunity for public comment and discussion before something like that goes into effect, and it may reflect the unique realities of a particular community that they want to have a higher standard. So while I understand the intent of the law has a positive intent, I must be in the negative on it, because I think here, once again, the state is taking away authority from the municipal government, and there's not a clear and present crisis that warrants it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Latimer to be recorded in the negative. Announce the result. Announce the result.
In relation to calendar 1358, those recorded in the negative are Senators Avella, Carlucci, Gianaris, Hoylman, Klein, Latimer, Rivera, Savino, Squadron, and Valesky. Also,
Stewart Cousins.
Announce the result.
Relation to calendar 1358, those recorded in the negative are Senators Avella, Carlucci, Comrie, Espaillat, Gianaris, Hamilton, Hassel-Thompson, Hoylman, Klein, Kruger, Latimer, Montgomery, Perkins, Rivera, Sanders, Savino, Serrano, Squadron, Stavisky, Stewart-Cousins, and Valesky. Ayes 40, nays, also Senator Breslin. Ayes 39, nays 22.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1359 by Senator Little, Senate Print 7827, enactment of private housing finance law.
Last section.
Section 4 of this act should take effect on the 1st of January.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1378 by Senator Gallivan, Senate Print 544, enactment of social services law.
Read the last section.
Section 2 of this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. That's it. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Savino recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed. If we could, please, if you have side conversations, if you would please take them out to the lobby. Secretary will continue.
Calendar number 1379 by Member of the Assembly Mayor, Assembly Print 1864, enactment of social services law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1383 by Senator Little, Senate Print 1683A, enactment of tax law.
Last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect on the 1st of July.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
I started. Announce the result.
Relation to calendar 1383, those recorded in the negative are Senators Comrie, DeLon, Hamilton, Hoylman, Kruger, Montgomery, Perkins, Rivera, Sanders, Squadron, Stavisky, and Stewart Cousins. Ayes 49, nays 12.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1384 by Senator Ritchie, Senate Print 1793, enactment of the Agriculture and Markets Law.
Last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect on the 1st of April.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Espaillat recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1396 by Senator Ritchie, Senate Print 6617, enactment of Public Health Law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1416 by Senator Robach, Senate Print 841, enactment of the Education Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect on the 1st of September.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1422 by Senator Laval, Senate Print 2246A, enactment of the Education Law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect on the 90th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Latimer to explain his vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm in opposition to the bill, not because I think that the senator hasn't identified a legitimate issue. The way we go about electing members of the Board of Regents is structured in a way where the Assembly has a tremendous numerical advantage and the Senate does not have any type of an equivalent role. But what I would argue is if we're going to amend the way we elect regents, it ought to be done not by a majority side bill in one house. It ought to be part of a negotiation that involves both majorities and both minorities in both houses to discuss a rational way. So I credit the senator for the point of view that he's advancing, but I think there's a different way to go about doing this, and maybe the end product would be something that I certainly would support if it was part of a consultative process. With that, I vote no.
Senator will be recorded in the negative. Senator Kaminsky to explain his vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too join Senator Latimer with his concerns, but I would like the regents to know that with the trust that I and others are placing in them comes a responsibility, and for too long they have abdicated their responsibility and just began to acknowledge it with respect to many students throughout our state who cannot have a recognizable high school diploma. Several years ago, the local diploma was taken away as an option. It was certainly present when I went to public school on Long Island, and many students, many whom are talented, are unable to go to the military, are unable to go to trade school because they can't pass 5 Regents exams. The Board of Regents made a change yesterday that makes it a little bit easier, but many students are still denied that path even though they show great potential. One size does not fit all. We need to find a project-based assessment to show student promise instead of simply focusing on Regents exams. The door's been open a crack. It needs to be opened a lot more. We are failing our students. The most un-American thing is denying someone their right to fulfill their potential, and that's what's being done in the public schools throughout our state. So I say to the Regents today, some of us are placing more faith in you. We expect you to show that you will take this into consideration, act for those children who don't have a voice for themselves, and provide a meaningful path to a diploma to thousands of students throughout our state. Thank you, Mr. President. I'm voting nay.
Senator Kaminsky to be recorded in the negative. Announce the result.
In relation to calendar 1422, those recorded in the negative are Senators Addabbo, Breslin, Comrie, Delan, Gianaris, Hamilton, Hoylman, Kaminsky, Kruger, Latimer, Montgomery, Peralta, Perkins, Serrano, Squadron, Stavisky, and Stewart Cousins. Also Senator Sanders, also Senator Persaud. Also Senator Hassel-Thompson. Also Senator Espaillat. Also Senator Ken. In relation to calendar 1422, those recorded in the negative, Senators Addabbo, Breslin, Comrie, Delan, Espaillat, Gianaris, Hamilton, Hassel-Thompson, Hoylman, Kaminsky, Kennedy, Kruger, Latimer, Montgomery, Peralta, Perkins, Persaud, Sanders, Serrano, Squadron, Stavisky, and Stewart Cousins. Ayes 39, nays 22. Calendar number 1445 by Member Assembly Delan, Assembly Print 7673, enactment of the Public Lands Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1447 by Senator Ritchie, Senate Print 5950A, an act authorizing.
There's a homeroom message at the desk. Secretary will read.
Section 6, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1454 by Senator Golden, Senate Print 6701B, an act to amend the Arts Cultural Affairs Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1481 by Senator Felder, Senate Print 2700, an act to direct.
Last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1482 by Senator Felder, Senate Print 2866, an act to direct.
Last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1504 by Senator Ort, Senate Print 6915B, an act to amend the mental hygiene law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect on the 1st of April.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1506 by Member of the Assembly Simbrowitz, Assembly Print 9143A, an act to amend the elder law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1524 by Senator Rollbach, Senate Print 845, enact and amend the corrections law.
Last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect on the 90th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Hassel-Thompson recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1530 by Senator Rollbach, Senate Print 1647, enact amending environmental conservation law.
Last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1531 by Senator Golden, Senate Print 1994A, enact amending the criminal procedure law.
Last section.
Section 5, the statute take effect on the 60th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Perkins recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1533 by Senator DeFrancisco, Senate Print 2060A, enact amending the public health law.
Last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect on the 180th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1539 by Senator Lanza, Senate Print 2847, enact amending the public health law.
Last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Perkins recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1540 by Senator DeFrancisco, Senate Print 2924, enactment of state finance law.
Last section.
Section 3, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1542 by Senator Young, Senate Print 3067A, enactment of the public authorities law.
Read last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect on the 180th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Espaillat recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1543 by Senator Marchone, Senate Print 3094, enactment of the executive law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1544 by Senator Ort, Senate Print 3627, enactment of the corrections law.
Read the last section.
Section 6, the statute take effect on the 60th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. In relation to calendar 1544, those recorded in the negative are Senators Hassel-Thompson, Montgomery, Perkins, and Rivera. Ayes 57, nays 4.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1545 by Senator Lanza, Senate Print 3847, enactment of the mental hygiene law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1546 by Senator Gallivan, Senate Print 4237A, enactment of the tax law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1547 by Senator Griffo, Senate Print 4603, enactment of the state finance law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Montgomery recorded in the negative.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1551 by Senator Little, Senate Print 5270, enactment of the mental hygiene law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. In relation to calendar 1551, those recorded in the negative are Senators DeLon, Espaillat, Hassel-Thompson, Montgomery, Perkins, and Rivera. Ayes 55, nays 6.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1553 by Member of the Assembly Farrell, Assembly Print 7292C, enactment of the state finance law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
On page 48, Senator Seward moved to discharge the Committee on Rules Assembly Bill number 8165A, and substitute with the identical Senate Bill 5637A, third reading calendar 1554.
The substitution is so ordered. Secretary will read.
Calendar number 1554 by Member of the Assembly Mayor, Assembly Print 8165A, enactment of the Vehicle and Traffic Law.
Read the last section.
Section 4 of this act shall take effect on the 180th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1561 by Senator Marcelino, Senate Print 6509, enactment of the Education Law.
Read the last section.
Section 4 of this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1562 by Senator DeFrancisco, Senate Print 6572, enactment of the tax law.
Read the last section.
Section 5, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1563 by Senator Hannan, Senate Print 6583B, enactment of the social services law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect on the 1st of January.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1568 by Senator Ranzenhofer, Senate Print 6865A, enactment of the public officers law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect on the 180th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1572 by Senator Little, Senate Print 6954A, enactment of the private housing finance law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1574 by Senator Venditto, Senate Print 7025, enactment of the tax law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect on the first day of the sales tax quarterly period.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Perkins recorded in the negative.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1577 by Senator Croce, Senate Print 7127, enactment of the executive law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1580 by Member of the Assembly Richardson, Assembly Print 9522, enactment of criminal procedure law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1584 by Senator Farley, Senate Print 7521, enacted in relation to authorizing.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect on the 30th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1585 by Senator Hannan, Senate Print 7529, enactment of the public health law.
Read the last section.
Section 7, this act shall take effect on the 90th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1588 by Senator Bonasek, Senate Print 7653, enactment of the alcoholic beverage control law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1594 by Senator Laval, Senate Print 7992, an act authorize.
Read the last section.
Section 4, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 1596 by Senator Little, Senate Print 8028A, concurrent resolution of the Senate and Assembly.
Read the last section. Call the roll on resolution.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61.
The resolution is adopted.
Calendar number 1620 by Senator Felder, Senate Print 5834A, an act authorize.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. In relation to calendar 1620, those recorded in the negative are Senators Bonasek, Hassel-Thompson, Kruger, Montgomery, and Rivera. Ayes 56, nays 5.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1746 by Senator DeFrancisco, Senate Print 7892, enacting the state finance law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Kruger to explain her vote, or Senator Sanders to explain his vote.
She looks so much better, sir. Well, we are twins. We have been accused of being that way often. Mr. President, this bill is an attempt to authorize an alternative way to do procurement. And I have certain concerns because the methods that we use now have MWBE requirements in them. And if well, let me use an analogy. If I had 100 jelly beans that had to use MWBE and you took 70% of those jelly beans out of there, seems to me that there would be fewer jelly beans to be eligible. And until someone can explain to me how we can have a fair MWBE system if you are taking away from that system and your new method is not MWBE qualified or using those procedures, I would have to vote against this one. So thank you very much, Mr. President. I thank you for your compliment earlier, sir.
Senator Sanders recording the negative. Senator DeFrancisco.
Yes, this bill is both color blind and gender blind. It just calls for the options that can be given to do procurement in a different way. It doesn't in any way affect the various regulations that we may have for various programs such as the MBE and so forth. So I don't think the concerns that the people voting no should be concerned about it. Thank you.
Senator DeFrancisco recorded in the affirmative. Announce the result.
Ayes 59, nays 2. Senators Hassel-Thompson and Sanders recorded in the negative.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1747 by Senator DeFrancisco, Senate Print 7893, enacting the state finance law.
Read the last section.
Section 8, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Kaminsky to explain his vote.
President, sponsor of this bill, and I think going forward we need to think about how to expand it. Transparency is something very important when it comes to government contracting, and we've seen throughout the state all types of problems when it comes to who is being awarded contracts, who was used to lobby for those contracts, what went into awarding those contracts to that company as opposed to another one. Certainly that in the county where I live has been on the front page of the newspaper many times. So I would ask the controller, and I would ask this body going forward to look at expanding this not only to state agencies, but to the county and municipal level, or coming up with a comprehensive way of requiring them to somehow provide transparency when it comes to how contracts are being awarded. We talk about being the stewards of taxpayer dollars all the time. This is where the rubber hits the road. Either we're going to be responsible as the government with that money, or we're going to give it to someone for some unknown reason, which creates lots of distrust among the public. So I applaud the sponsor, I vote in the affirmative, and let's do more going forward. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Kaminsky to be recorded in the affirmative. Announce the result.
Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Hassel-Thompson recorded in the negative.
The bill is passed. Senator DeFrancisco, amazingly, that completes the reading of the non-controversial calendar.
We are going to call a Rules Committee meeting for 2:45. In the meantime, we'll have a Republican conference in room 332. Would you recognize Senator Valesky?
Senator Valesky.
Thank you, Mr. President. There'll be an immediate meeting of the Independent Democratic Conference in room 432 of the Capitol.
Gianaris?
Senator Gianaris.
There will also be a conference of the Democratic Conference in the conference room.
Senator DeFrancisco.
And we will remain at ease until we receive the report of the Rules Committee.
Senate will stand at ease. Senator DeFrancisco.
Yes, it's my understanding that you have a Rules Committee report at the desk.
Turn to reports of standing committees. The Secretary will read.
Senator Flanagan from the Committee on Rules reports the following bills. Senate Print 235 by Senator
Secretary will
Diaz.
suspend.
Excuse me, may I interject a moment? Before we read the rules calendar, could we please, I'd like to call an immediate meeting of Finance in room 332.
There will be an immediate meeting of the Finance Committee in room 332.
And I'm sorry for interrupting, but would you please continue reading the rules report?
Senator Flanagan from the Committee on Rules reports the following bills. Senate Print 235 by Senator Diaz, enact amend the banking law. Senate 1024 by Senator DeLon, enact amend the general municipal law.